MMU or Memory Management Unit allows users to manage tasks as a program running in their own private virtual memory space. Virtual memory space is known as a section of volatile memory created temporarily on the storage device. The processor MMU works with the cache memory system to control access from extra memory. Extra memory is a storage that is not part of the internal parts of a computer. Advanced RISC machine, which is known as ARM, is a family of reduced instruction set computer which is based on microprocessor and microcontrollers. ARM is developed at Eckert Computer Limited of Cambridge, England from the year 1983 to the year 1985. ARM designs microprocessor and multi-core architecture and then licenses them to the manufacturers.
Is in charge for translating address of code and data from virtual memory to physical address in the real system. This translation executed by the memory management unit hardware and transferring them to the application. The ARM memory management also controls memory access by checking permission, memory ordering, and change policies for every region of memory. The importance of ARM memory management to the computer architecture is a chip that contains with high-speed processors and low power requirements for a smoother computer system. It is widely used in PDS and other handheld devices, for example, iPad, iPod, video games, and etc.
Describe the focus idea of the structure of the discussed topic. There are 4 focus ideas on the structure of the topic discussed, namely main memory, arithmetic and logic unit ALU, control unit and input or output. The main memory is to store both data and interaction, while the arithmetic and logic unit is capable of operating on binary data. For the control unit interprets interaction in the memory and causes them to be executed. Characteristic: ARM processors are developed to meet the needs of 3 categories. Embedded the real-time system are one of them, and there are systems for the storage industry, automotive, and a power bill as well as a network application. Design characteristic: it is an approach to easily match the overall performance of each element in a PC to create a balanced device for user use.
Now, I will explain to you 4 main points you need to know about the central processing unit in this chapter. First, the time it takes for a computer system to run programs is used to rate its performance. The shorter the elapsed time, the higher the rating. 2. To produce a balanced system, a designer must find a way to match the performance of each component in the computer to maximize it. Third, the major characteristics of a computer's design are defined by its architecture. That includes the amount of registers, their structure, the instructions, and addressing mode. Fourth, as well as the number of clock cycles required to execute each instruction, the types of transistor logic used to construct the CPU, and the layout. The instruction set. The instruction set, or a machine code of a computer, is the language used to directly program the CPU. Each CPU guidance has to be carried out the use of mainly construction common sense circuits. The use of microprogramming to update a few common sense with the aid of using sacrificing overall performance. Implementing of massive and or state-of-the-art education set in hardware is extraordinarily high price because this custom silicon is extraordinarily long to build. They are machines with customized instruction set of a particular high language such an architecture. Lastly, A simple set of instructions is shown, although many characteristics of programming language are similar. A command must be ready to serve the several unique characteristics which each programming language possesses.
Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Akila Najwa binti Ahmad. My matric number is 066201. Today I will talk about architecture characteristic. The type of application for which the ARM was target result in a number of interesting features. First, DRAM memory support. To use fast DRAM access, the ARM CPU sends a signal to the memory controller that indicates sequential memory addresses. Continuous instruction sequences, for example, without any accepted commands, use this signal to gain around 50% greater memory bandwidth. A typical meeting demands 1S cycle, whereas a branch instruction take 1 and loop to store the first command from the department destination and 2S rounds to load the next ultimate guide to restart the instruction chain. Account has created a memory management device for the ARM that use the periodic signal to reach the associated memory and supply the processor with the clock signal. Next, I will explain typical instruction complexity. The ARM instruction set is more complicated than IBM 801, SPARC, and MIPS architecture because the CPU was designed to be extremely memory efficient to optimize the memory space bandwidth for loading instruction. Most RISC systems suffer a performance cost in comparison to SISC architectures due to the low knowledge capacity of the simple instruction, which means that more commands are loaded and executed. The performance cost caused by rapid instruction decoding sometimes outweigh the performance gains. The fundamental instruction pipeline is made up of 3 phases, include fetch, decode, and execute. Because of the instruction complexity, each one must be decoded strongly before the component values can be known and execution may begin. Not just at the end of the decode stage, but at the start of the execution step, the operand register are read, which is typical because the CPU cycle duration is limited by memory speed. Even though the execution phase is longer, there is no performance impact.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hazman bin Ishamuddin. My matrix number is 067018. And today I will be explaining the ARM memory performance. An important part of ARM memory management is the Memory Management Unit or the MMU. The MMU's function is to enable you to manage tasks as independent programs running in their own private virtual memory space. A key feature of such a virtual memory system is address relocation, or the translation of the virtual address issued by the processor to a physical address in main memory. There are 2 usual examples of memory types in memory unit. The first one is the normal memory unit. The normal memory is used for all codes and for most data regions in memory. Examples of normal memory include areas such as RAM, flash, or ROM in physical memory. Memory such as this provides the highest processor performance, as it is weakly ordered and the compiler can perform more optimizations. The processor can also reorder, repeat, and merge accesses to normal memory. This diagram shows the address map of a normal memory unit. Next is the device memory unit. The device memory type is used with memory map units and all memory regions where an access can cause a few side effects. For example, a read to a timer is not repeatable as it returns different values for each read it performs. A write to a control register can trigger an interruption that could halt all actions. The device memory type puts more restrictions on the core. And this is the address map for the device memory. That's all for me. Thank you.
Advantages and disadvantages of ARM. First of all, I will talk about the advantage of ARM, which is it is cheap to create. ARM memory is very cheap as it does not need expensive equipment for its creation. When compared to other memories, it is created at much cheaper price. As such, they are the best choice at making mobile phones and other electronic devices. Next advantage is ARM has faster work time. ARM performs single operation at a time. This makes it work faster. It has lower intermissions that ensures quicker response time. Other than that, ARM has multiprocessing feature. ARM memory is designed so that they can be used in cases of multiprocessing systems where more than one process are used to process information. Lastly, ARM has simple circuits. ARM memory are built with simple circuit, hence they are very compact and are often used in devices that are smaller in size. Customer always demands this as the overall weight of the product will be reduced. Next, I will talk about the advantages of ARM memory. First of all, ARM memory is not compatible with x86, as such it cannot be used in Windows. Second, the speed of ARM memory are limited in some processors, which might create problems when using the memory. Third, scheduling instruction is difficult in case of ARM memory because out-of-order execution. Last but not least, proper instructions for execution must be prepared by the programmer. This is because the entire performance of ARM memory depends upon their execution. If the programmer doesn't do this, the memory will show lower performance. I think that is all from me. Thank you.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Norfatin Adljamiti Saleh. As the conclusion, ARM memory management is most nascent and extensive processor core in a world and give many advantage and disadvantage to human development. On this topic, we will know ARM memory management unit is used to manage tasks in their own private virtual memory space as a program running. The performance of a processor is completely depend on the way it executes. It can take a long time to get it working if not the programmer does not perform it properly. In advanced digital products such as television, ARM is common use as a hard drive. Therefore, these ARM memory management are important for modern computer organization and architecture. It consumes less power, better battery life than other processors so that it is more economical. It works more efficiently because it is performed one operation at a one time. Thank you.
Because of that, many users choose ARM processors due to the availability and support of such as applications which are widely used in mobile devices such as home network modules, wireless communication technology, mobile phones, medical systems, and in many other embedded systems. It's important to realize that technology in the workplace has become essential for business success. Therefore, we need to develop an innovative and scalable family of the technology for future use. Finally, we hope that human beings will appreciate more people's technologies such as ARM memory management and other technologies in order to facilitate work with the concept of globalization. We also hope that technologies that provide many benefits to human beings can be given to the opportunity to expand.